former middle school assistant principal was back in court today for sentencing in a home invasion case.
Amy Buchanan pleaded no contest back in May on charges she broke into a student's home. And it has been a long road to recovery for Buchanan, who was struggling with an opioid addiction at the time of the crime. When she walked into court today, she faced up to 15 years in prison. Our Larry Spruill was in the courtroom, and Larry, her actual sentence was nowhere near that.
Not at all. Good evening, Karen and Jason. Now, it was a packed courtroom here inside this courthouse. Most of them were in favor of Amy Buchanan, but the judge gave her a 2-year probation with some stipulations. Not an empty seat inside this Pontiac courtroom Monday afternoon as Amy Buchanan faced a judge. Amy Buchanan worked as the assistant principal at Smith Middle School in Troy. Police arrested and charged her with home invasion, second degree. Troy police say she broke into a home looking for prescription pain pills. She took a student to the same house earlier that day in 2018. Monday, she apologized for her actions.
I know the family's not here, but I'd like to start by apologizing to the family of the home I entered without permission.
Back in December of 2018, Buchanan spoke to Local 4's Karen Drew about her addiction to prescription pain pills. A lifelong sports player, she began having back pain, sought help from a pain management clinic, and eventually had surgery.
I was prescribed 120 pills a month for a year. I just figured it was prescribed by a doctor and it was safe, and they wouldn't give it to me if I didn't need it. By the end of probably 4 or 5 months, I started having to stretch that prescription out. I wasn't even making it to the end of the month.
Those are some of the key points her attorney, Jody Swiskowski, talked about Monday.
And I tried to explain to the judge a little bit about the neurobiology of addiction, what happens in our brain and our frontal lobe, and how it impacts our ability to make good decisions.
Because of that, I am going to sentence her to 2 years probation.
And as a part of that 2 years probation, there are some stipulations. She cannot have any interaction with the family. She will owe some fines, and she must take alcohol and drug testing. Again, those are just some of the requirements as part of her 2-year probation. We are live in Pontiac tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.